Hello and welcome to the School of Breath, where we relearn the simple act of breathing. If you're new to this channel, my name is Abhi and I help you create the life by design. In this video, we talk about our 7-body system, and we'll bust that myth that we are only our physical body. And if you stay around until the end of the video, we'll give you a little experimentation of how you can see the etheric body with your own eyes. In the last video, we talked about something called prana. There is no actual definition in English for prana, but the nearest definition is the vital current or vital energy of the body. So to understand the prana, we have to understand that there is more to us than this physical body. So let's talk about the 7-body system, and we'll focus primarily on the etheric body, but we'll still touch up on all the bodies. So the first one we're going to talk about is the most obvious, which you're very familiar with, is your physical body. Now, unfortunately, in West, we are conditioned to think that we are only our physical body and there is nothing beyond our physical body. Well, in the East, they say the physical body is composed of 5 elements, which is earth, water, fire, ether, and space. And we have 5 senses associated with the physical body: the sense of sight, the sense of hearing, the sense of touch, smell, and taste. And all these senses are outward driven, which means I can see you, you can see me, but I cannot roll my eyes inside and see myself. Similarly, if I do this, I can hear that sound easily, but there is so much sounds going on inside, like the heartbeat, but I can't hear it. Similarly, if you touch me, I can feel the touch, but there's so much blood circulating throughout the body and I cannot feel that blood circulation. And similar with the other senses. So the idea of meditation is to take these senses and divert them inside. And that's when we'll go into the journey of discovering our other bodies. So the second body is called Pranic Body, very important one. Why? Because it's an exact replica of your physical body. Pranic Body is also called Pranamaya Kosha, and this is the closest energy body to the physical body. In recent days, through Kirlian photography, you can see clearly that there is aura around the body, and this aura is part of your etheric body. The etheric body extends to 1 to 2 inches beyond the physical body, and it pulsates at a certain frequency. This is called the aura of a person, an electromagnetic energy field that surrounds us all. From humans to animals, even objects, everything has aura. Now you must have felt a positive or a negative vibe from somebody when you get close to them without knowing them. Now that's called the etheric body or the aura of a person. You just have a feeling about them. You are actually reading their aura. And due to etheric body's close proximity, it's deeply connected to your physical body. It has ties to your physical health and all the body sensations, including pain and pleasure. And now scientists are discovering that each part of our physical body has an equal replica, a copy in the etheric body. Now there is a term called phantom body or phantom limb, and you can Google this term. So there's a study on this guy who lost his whole arm, and he reported that he could still feel, without the actual physical arm, he could still feel the sensations of the arm. He could feel the itching, he could feel all the sensations of warmth when somebody touched his phantom arm or etheric body. And he also reported that when he pretends that he's passing his hand, which he doesn't have anymore because he lost the arm, through his chest he can feel each and every sensation as if the arm is still there. And similar cases have been reported by people who have lost their leg, and they can still feel the sensations on the toes or itching after 2 years, even after 2 years. And according to ancient Indian rishis, the etheric body is where you feel all the desires, including your hunger or your sexual desires. And that's why sometimes you still feel hungry after you've fed the physical body because the etheric body is depleted. But on the other hand, there are some people who haven't eaten much, but they still don't feel hungry because their etheric body is vibrant. So before we go deeper into the etheric body and how the physical traumas are created psychosomatically, let's talk about the other bodies. The third one is called emotional body. And this, of course, is associated with our feelings. It is more subtle in nature than the etheric body. This body is 1 to 3 inches from the physical body. Colors depending on what kind of emotion the person is feeling. Is it love or joy or excitement? You must have heard this expression, red from rage, green from envy, and blue for calm. So all these colors are actually seen from the clairvoyance at the emotional body. The fourth one is called mental body, and mental is not just the brain. There's a whole mind inside the body, and these thoughts are picked up from this mental body. So there are thoughts literally hovering around in the mental body, and these are not even our thoughts. Sometimes we feel that these are our thoughts, but these are just thoughts there, and we happen to pick it up according to the frequency we're vibrating in. If we are vibrating at a higher frequency, then we'll pick up higher thoughts. And if we are vibrating at a lower frequency, and if you want to know more about the frequencies and vibration, you can read this beautiful book called Power versus Force. So for now, just remember that the mental body is the fourth body, and the thoughts in the mental body can be easily seen by people who are trained like clairvoyants. And all the conflicts are actually in the mental body. And then comes the astral body. So just one point to note here is that the physical body, the etheric body, the emotional body, and mental body are all physical in nature. Even thoughts are physical in nature. But these are more subtle aspects of the physicality. So as we go through the different body system, we go from our gross to subtle bodies, and then we go to non-physical bodies, beyond the physical, which is where astral body comes in. Astral body is still a transition to the non-physical body. So the astral body, of course, has a different dimension, different plane, which is the astral plane, which is where we can go when we sleep. We can do astral travel if we consciously go to sleep. And I have a lot of videos on Meditate with Abhi, the music which can take you into the different experience of lucid dreaming. And if you control that experience, it's called astral travel. The sixth body is called causal body. Very important. The causal body is like a template which stays and gives you multiple lifetimes. So think about all the karmas are stored in your causal body in Akashic records. And people who have the ability to read those, they can go on your Akashic records and read these karmic impressions. The Pralabdha karma, the Kriyaman karma, and Sanchit karma. We'll go into these topics in detail in another video. But for now, you can just understand that you can go through past life regression and tap into the causal body, your causal body, and you can remember things which you taught yourself in the past birth. For example, there are some people who come out of these regression therapies and they all of a sudden know how to play a piano or how to do a physical yoga exercise because they trained themselves in the past birth, and now that memory just got activated through the causal body. And beyond the causal body level is the bliss body, the spiritual body. So the important thing is not to get stuck in the name. The nomenclatures might be different in different explanations, and some might describe the bodies at 5, some 7, some do it as 9. But the important thing to know is that we have a physical body which we are aware of through our senses, and there is a lot of other dimension beyond the physical bodies. Now you can call them as subtle bodies and this as a gross body, or you can start describing them for the mind to understand how the enlightenment process can go. So the last body is called Bliss Body, which is the ultimate enlightenment, or Sat Chit Ananda. This is where you tap into that spiritual ecstasy. And once you tap into that, you get a taste of enlightenment, and then you come back and you're just able to assimilate the information in day-to-day life much better. So these were the 7 body systems I described. Now let's go back to the etheric body. So the idea is that the spiritual energy flows through the higher bodies to the physical body eventually. And same thing happens for the disease. But it's not the other way around. So for example, if I feed my physical body food, then the energy of the food is not going to go all the way to the upper, higher bodies. But if I meditate and I get my spiritual body or bliss body nourishment, then the effects of this physical are going to percolate all the way down to the physical body. And that's why meditation is so important, because it works on the higher dimensions. So through the meditation, for example, you can know how to structure your thoughts, your mental body becomes stronger, then you can have your emotional body become stronger, then you have your etheric body becomes stronger, and then eventually it's going to benefit your physical body. But let's go deeper into the etheric body and understand how do we get the diseases. Now the most important lesson here is that the etheric body is a mirror image of the physical body, but there's a delay. And this delay is because of the physical reality we live in. So any traumas inflicted all the way to your causal body or emotional body or mental body will eventually show up in your etheric body. It'll leave patches on the disturbances on the etheric body. And then eventually it's going to percolate into your physical body as a disease. So growing up in India, I came across a lot of healers who trained themselves to see your etheric body. And they'll tell you that in 7 days, if the problem is not fixed, you're going to have a very bad stomach ache. Because they were able to see that the problem has already manifested in the etheric body. And now it's just a matter of time before it manifests in your physical body. So to understand the prana and the etheric body, let's take an example of irrigation system. Now in the irrigation system, you'll notice that there are 2 strategic things. First, how the water is sprayed to reach every part of the field. In our case, it's our body. What water is to the irrigation system, prana is to our etheric body. And the second is that channels are strategically created to transport water from one part to another in the field. And in the same way, in our etheric body, these physical channels are called nadis. These are not physical, these are etheric in nature. But they say that there's 72,000 nadis, channels, which are carrying the prana, the energy, from different parts of the body, to different parts of the body. Now to understand the nadis, the channels, it's important to know that there's major nadis and minor nadis, the smaller ones and the bigger channels. Now the most important 3 nadis, channels, in the etheric body are called Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. But now the important point to understand is as you take a deep, long breath through the nose, a yogic breath, what's happening is as you physically taking the breath in, your etheric body is processing, extracting prana out of the breath. So think about the prana enters your physical body and etheric body through the breath. So it uses, in Indian scriptures, it's called that prana attaches on the physical breath. Oxygen and nitrogen we breathe in, and it uses it as a vehicle, just like we go from point A to point B sitting in a car. The prana sits on the breath, and as we do deep breathing, the prana gets circulated all the way throughout our whole body. And as we breathe slow, deep, long breaths, it gives the body, the physical body and the etheric body, time to process that prana. That's why we should always be breathing from the nose, because there is a channel here, and it takes time because the opening is limited as opposed to the mouth. If you breathe in from the mouth, then you process, there's no time to process, and it's like drinking out of a hose. So as you breathe from the nose slowly and deeply, and hold the breath in, called kumbhak in Sanskrit. Then it gives the body time, etheric body, time to process, to extract the prana out of the body. And so our etheric body is nourished. Now, where do we get prana from? We usually get prana, the main source of prana is the sunlight. That's why in the yoga culture, the sun gazing is so important. But we also get prana from the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we inhale and exhale. So as we eat the food, let's say if you're a vegetarian, you're eating vegetables. The plants and vegetables are getting the prana from the sun directly, and then you're eating the plants and vegetables, and then that's how you're getting the prana. But by the time you eat the plants, the prana is processed in the plants. It's already processed and it's depleted to a certain level. And if you're eating animals, then the animals eat those plants and the prana is even more depleted. And then there's carnivore animals which eat the other animals. And then the prana basically in this hierarchy gets depleted and depleted. And that's why they say the best source of prana is the sunlight directly. The second best is the plants and vegetables to nourish your etheric body. And if your etheric body is high and vibrant, then you'll feel good about your physical body automatically. Now, it's really important to know that as the blood is pumping through the body without any blockages, it prevents any pressure on the heart. Similarly, it's important to make sure that the nadis, the energetic channels, don't carry any blockages. Now, how do we study the blockages of the nadi? How do we perceive it? Well, that's why we transition into the world of chakras. We can see the chakras. There's people who have developed clairvoyance and they can see the chakras easily. And today I want to do an experiment with you so you can see the etheric body of a person, for example, me. So that's why I wore this black, so it's less distracting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this scarf and have you look at me from a peripheral vision. What does that mean? Basically, you're bringing all your awareness right here on the third eye, my third eye. So let's do an experiment to watch the aura. And just believe, they say in this world of etheric body on different plane, whatever you say comes true. It's called in Sanskrit tathastu, so be it. If you say you cannot see the aura, you would not be able to see it. But if you say to yourself, even with the words, that you can, then you'll surprise yourself. So what I want you to do is take a deep breath first. Take a deep breath all the way into your belly. And as you exhale, start pulling the belly up, diaphragm up, exhale fully. Inhale on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Now I want you to just focus right here on the third eye. And with the peripheral vision, with a non-focused vision, you look around right here. Continue watching my third eye right between my eyebrows. Focus there, and with the non-focused vision, look around. And I would love to see your comments. If you see something, if you see a little light or etheric body, and if you're able to pick up, then please comment in the comment section and I would love to respond to you. And if you got any value out of this video, first, I'd like you to comment on it and let me know. And second, if you like the video, press the like button and make sure you send this to a loved one so we can bring this knowledge to more and more people. Until next time, my name is Abhi Dugal and I help you create the life by design. Signing off.